It's about hypotheses. And I would start to start this section with that. This is a correlation between two diagrams on one famous company. This is the annual revenue every year, and this is something that happens every day from year to year. How do you think? What is it? And a question with a dot. What is the company I'm talking? You all know that. Any ideas? What is that? Okay, don't guess the company. What is that?
Number of experiments.
Yeah. What if not? Huh? Canada? Okay. Okay. This is number of experiments held every day in Amazon.com. And Bezos said, our success in Amazon is a function of how many experiments we do per year, per month, per week, per day. So in terms of Amazon correlation of product experiments help to understand that this is one of the reasons of their growth, so fast growth. And the market demand, of course.
Premium subscription cancellation was also experienced, right?
I don't know the details. I just
can't cancel it.
I can't cancel it. I didn't subscribe. So, hypothesis, getting back to theory. It is a risky assumption aiming to impact product value and performance with certain measurable metrics that can be approved or discarded. The main points here is the risky assumption, because if you're pretty sure that something will happen, it's not hypothesis because you're pretty sure that it will happen. You don't have to test it. And the other important thing is metrics and approved or discarded. So you have to. What is the difference between idea and hypothesis? Is that idea deals with mental assumptions and thought experiments, and hypotheses deal with metrics collected during the real experiment. And process of hypothesis testing should be based only on facts and not opinions. There are several types of hypothesis. It's value hypothesis, problem hypothesis, technology hypothesis, MVP hypothesis, and growth hypothesis. Actually, there are lots more, but these are the main. So when we were talking about Amazon, they are mainly focused on growth hypothesis because it's about how to increase the sales and to increase the metrics of each level of the sales funnel. Hypothesis can be formulated on like if something then like if we decrease prices, then the conversion rates raises by 3%. And complex hypotheses could be and should be decomposed to atomic ones and then tested one by one. So, tested during the experiments. And when we are talking about experiments criteria, they should be cheap, fast, and simple. Very fast. Simple, it means that they should be done within the team of one or maybe two members, because otherwise the whole company is going to work on product experiments. And it should be, if we're talking about growth hypothesis, it should be statistically significant, but when we're talking about discovery, it's mainly, this is not obligatory if we're talking about discovery phase. And so, experiment design. What to do if you don't have a product yet? If you don't have a product and the product could be decomposed to several prototypes, then without building the product you can mock its functionality using these simple tools. It's not limited to, but just usually there are enough, like phone calls, for pen and pencil and handbook, emails, messengers, like simple bots, like Telegram or WhatsApp bots, blog posts, landing pages, nothing, no, there is no coding here, actually. Everything can be done with, simple tools like, yeah?
Could you give an example of functional?
Yeah, for sure. Of a phone call, for interviewing or for instead of doing a form, if you are testing something that could be, answered by form, it could be easier to call someone and speak to them or send a message instead of doing some forms, some tools for mobile applications, or changing the website, especially in the corporate world, where every change in the prod takes, you have to, even for a small change, you have to persuade the product owners and the stakeholders to move it through a backlog to the next release, and you have to, it will happen. For one experiment, it could take you like, 3 months only for one
Can you
small.
just take me through how do you validate a form through the phone call?
It's not always for a form. Some always for phone. Phone calls can be for other things, for interviewing customers, because you can interview them like they try to use the product, or if you cannot make changes, you can just call someone and ask what do you want, A or B, like that. Or interviewing as well. So later we can discuss after the conversation, after the talk. So if it cannot be done, if you don't have a product and you cannot split it to several prototypes, and you cannot do this, then you can just simply generate leads for your competitors because they have the product, and understand what is valued by the customers and what is not. Pablo Picasso said, "Un artista copia, un gran artista roba." Sorry, I don't speak Spanish, but he spoke. So while I'm referring this, there could be a contradiction, because if I say, if we try to be inspired by the competitors' features, how can we become better? How can we make a unique competitive advantage? There's some kind of a contradiction.